Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It is your host, me. We wrapped up Sunday yesterday. Sundays are weird because it's a lot of day games. Teams are ending their series and getting ready to go on the road and travel. And then we have Monday, which is usually a smaller slate. So that's what we got today. Carlos Correa, Michael Harris, Lennon Sosa, Cedric Mullins, Adrian De Castillo. Need to apologize. I said he was looking for his first major league home run. I should have said first home run this year. Last year, he played in like 20% of the games, maybe even less. I think it was like 15% of the games and had a few home runs. So I do apologize. He hit his first one of the year, so it still feels good. I'll still victory lap it a little bit. I'm still going to pat myself, give me a few taps on the back. That's a good call. And Josh Naylor. Now, I got a question yesterday. Are you playing any of these? Predicting 20% or better has to be profitable, right? And the italicized leans. Wow. I'm playing them in promos. And you could see yesterday I almost, this would have been my biggest win, not only in baseball, but probably overall ever. Sosa, Naylor, and Bernabel. Bernabel got 5 at-bats, had a double, but could not come away with the home run. But that's why we play the game, right? To get so close. It's like if you play 2-leggers, you hit 1. If you play 3, you hit 2. If you play 4, as my friend said, you don't hit any. So here we go. We'll look at Monday, and we'll keep chugging. I'm having a good time. I am excited for football, like I've said many times. Speaking of football, if you want to join the crew, the Patreon, the group, to support me and my content, and also to have a little fun and maybe get some money back, you can do so through the link in the description. Today's the 11th. My deadline for the Fantasy Football League is going to be the 16th, and then we'll do 3 different drafts on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, and then the football season starts here. So we're like 3 weeks away from football. Give $100 away per league, and if you want to come hang out with some strangers, you know where to find us. Game in Cincinnati. I'm not saying there won't be home runs, but I'm saying I'm tempering my expectations for this park that has historically been favorable for the home runs, but it seems like the last 2 months, it's just like any other park. Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, TJ Friedel, and Ellie De La Cruz are my leans. It looks average from a weather perspective. Wind doesn't really affect this park, plus it's like 2-3 mile an hour tonight. Andrew Abbott scares me a little bit throwing for Cincinnati, one of their better pitchers. He's a lefty. Just things I'm thinking of. So those are my leans there. Game in New York, wind is blowing high to left again. So I would take right-handed batters. Now, here's a guy in Luke Kishkal. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments, and I deserve it. I don't know how to say that. If I had to, Kishkal, Luke Kishal. That's probably it. Luke Kishal, 680 on FanDuel, hit one yesterday. Been kind of gaining some momentum in the majors. Right-handed batter looks good today against Will Warren. I like the price. Might be a good play there. For the Yankees, I'm torn. Aaron Judge is looking for his first home run after coming back from injury. We see him at 175, so the market still respects him as the king. It's not the best price I've ever seen. I put Cody Bellinger on here because his matchup today against Zebby Matthews is pristine. His stats, his data, pitch mix, as some of these other cappers say, look great. But I'm worried because of the high wind. So Cody Bellinger is likely going to pull the ball back into that 9, 10, 12 mile an hour wind, and it's going to hold the ball up. So if you're someone who says, weather doesn't matter, parks don't matter, it's all about just guys who can swing the barrel, then take Cody Bellinger. If you're someone's like, I do think wind has an effect, I do think these parks have an effect, then I'd maybe lay off Cody Bellinger, especially at that 370. If this was 400-500, maybe we can make the argument, but 370 is still pretty low for even him. So that's kind of my analysis on that play. I'm not going to take it. It's too low for me, and I do think wind has an effect. I'm one of those wind truthers, so I'm laying off. Game in Chicago looks to be a White Sox bullpen game, which means it's difficult to get a read on what Detroit is going to be able to do overall. I do like Torkelson at that number for how the wind looks like it could be blowing to left field. It doesn't look like it's going to be strong, though, but similar to the Yankees game, it's going to be blowing there. Maybe you target righties, Lennon Sosa, and Luis Robert. Game in Kansas City, wind is blowing out. Humidity is good for Kauffman Stadium, which is hard to hit home runs in because of its sheer size. I do think the weather is at least helping neutralize that a little bit. James Wood and Salvador Perez are my leans. One of the better games today. There are two games that I think stand out as the place to be in terms of volume and expectations for home runs. This game in Milwaukee. Both of these pitching matchups look better than I would expect. Jose Quintana hasn't been horrible, but Pittsburgh looks like they could get after him. And Andrew Heaney has also not been horrible, but it looks like Milwaukee could get after them. So I'm trusting the data. I'm trusting the predictions. I'm trusting what it looks like on paper. And I'm saying this could be a spot. Andrew McCutchen, Tommy Pham, Isaac Collins, and Andrew Vaughn. Kind of a who's who, grab bag, bizarre mix of four leans. But I think anyone is in play here. These four were the ones that look best, but if you want to go with a Contreras or a Yelich, like take your pick for this game. I think it's a 3 to 4 home run night tonight. These are the last games of the night. It's like I said, it's a little bit smaller of a slate today, so we'll start at middle of the slate, which will be St. Louis and Colorado. Colorado comes in from Arizona. I don't think they look bad in their matchup today. Ezekiel Tovar and Warming Bernabel. Now, do you like Warming Bernabel, or do you just not want him to hit a home run when you had him yesterday to hit a home run, and it's that classic, wow, I had him yesterday. If only yesterday he would have hit a home run. You guys are going to have to decide that yourselves. If you think there's any stock in that, little conspiracy theorists out there, Warming Bernabel may be your play. High wind to left, I'd take right-handers. And Wilson Contreras looks good. You want to do a Contreras brothers parlay? I haven't said that in a while. We cashed it. We've cashed it before on the channel. William and Wilson Contreras, they're not playing each other today, but both have good spots. It's just an idea. Game in Texas. Garrett Crochet is pitching. What? I put that in the wrong spot. Crochet's supposed to be on the bottom. Guys, I'm an idiot. Crochet is pitching for Boston. This should be below here. So ignore this. Just cross this out in your mind. Josh Smith and Corey Seager. I don't like anybody against Eovaldi for Arizona. I guess if you have to play anyone, Carroll and Marte, but I'm staying away. Game in Houston. Bregman revenge spot. Also Garrett Crochet. I'm a little worried about Houston's lineup, but Altuve has been seeing the ball well. So if there's anybody who's going to get after Crochet, I think it's Altuve, and that's a very good price for Altuve at home, $750. Bregman, look, we got the revenge game. Spent a lot of his career in Houston, comes back. Since his injury, he slowed down. He was on a tear before he got injured. One of the better bats in the league, hitting home runs when nobody wanted to hit home runs in those chilly spring days. Kind of cooled off. And I really don't like him at that 350 number, but we move forward. The Battle of Los Angeles, we got the Dodgers and the Angels. Muncy, really good price on Muncy too. $420 on Muncy, who's in the low threes usually. Jose Soriano is solid, doesn't allow a ton of home runs, but I think Muncy's one of those outlier guys who could get after any pitcher. Shohei Ohtani, $215, Taylor Ward and Joe Adell. Here's the deal about San Francisco, as you know, where I typically hang my hat. I'm not going to pick anybody, but I do think you might get some today. It's chilly, but the wind is blowing out at like 20 miles an hour. I looked at Rafael Devers, but against you, Darvish, I don't know. Logan Webb's pretty solid. So I just don't feel comfortable giving you any leans there, but I'm not saying it's totally worth just ignoring. Game in Oakland, finally. We're back to Oakland. Technically, it's Sacramento, but with the Oakland Athletics. And not only does the weather look great, the pitching matchup for the Athletics against Ryan Pepiot is nuts. Like, it's nuts. Ballpark Pal is like, just bet everybody on the A's, is basically what it's implying. Soderstrom and Butler are the official leans, but Nicholas Kurtz, Brent Rooker, Shea Langeliers are, if you're familiar with how Ballpark Pal rates their batters, it's like a decimal scale. And essentially, 0.01 means very, 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 very unlikely to hit a home run. And then you get up to like 0.1, which is like a small boost. And then 0.2 is like crazy. Like there's a sizable advantage here. All five of these guys are like 0.15, 0.2 or more. Like it looks like it could be a bloodbath for Ryan Pepiot today. So maybe Oakland on the money line. It does make me a little nervous with how much they've been traveling. I do think that matters. So I'm not gonna advise that. But look for home runs from this game. Yandy Diaz and Christopher Morel. for the other side. I don't think I have anything else today. So that'll do. Enjoy your Monday. Thank you guys for continuing to come back and support. And we'll keep on keeping on. See you tomorrow.